And we're back. So, next show here is Shaman King 2021. So, this is done by Bridge, and it's going to adapt the whole series here, it seems like. So, I don't know the source material or how long the original one is, so you can update me that on how long it's possibly going to be. But let's get into the summary here. So, on a starry night, middle schooler Minata meets Yun Asakura, a young shaman who has the ability to talk to spirits and also has the ability to let them possess him to use their powers. Yo has a heavy duty on his shoulders. He must become the Shaman King by winning the Shaman Fight, a tournament between shamans that happens once every 500 years. Joined by his spirit medium, fiancee Ana Kiyoma, his personal samurai spirit Amidaru, and his friends, Yo must face a larger evil. How? A powerful man who aims to create a new world with only shamans by becoming the Shaman King himself. Okay, yeah, so I don't know too much about the original Shaman King. I just know off of just the image and trailer here. But what are your thoughts on this, Mr. James?
Yeah, so the original one from 2001 ran, I believe, let me check this, 64 episodes. So, and then as I know, because I'm an OG anime fan, used to watch anime back in the 2000s, anime only ending, as they call it, caught up to the manga.
It's like Brotherhood, the original Full Metal, I mean.
Yes, exactly. And this, speaking of Brotherhood, we just talked about Fruits Basket, this is getting the Brotherhood treatment, which is awesome. I mean, yeah, I have no history with Shaman King. This is what I think makes it fun, because you haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, so this is going to be a new experience for both of us. And as a kid, I always saw. So I had the North American release of Shonen Jump. I had it was monthly, and I always, Shaman King was very prevalent in our Shonen Jump, and I always saw the characters and stuff. And I occasionally saw it on TV. Again, if we count all the anime I've seen on TV, it'd be a ridiculous amount. But I never watched it. I never actually followed the story.
Yeah, seasonal.
Now it's going to be seasonal as opposed to before, which was a long running series. So I'm glad that it's getting the Brotherhood treatment. This is one of the bigger shonen that's ever come out. I
didn't really hear much about before. Everyone talks about Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, and the usual. But Shaman King is usually just like that one. Everyone on the side, everyone's like, oh yeah, there's also Shaman King. Yep. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, it was very prevalent in Shonen Jump. The only thing I'm concerned about is it's licensed by Netflix, and this is going to be a topic that we're going to keep discussing as we keep going through this season. But the big problem with Netflix is that they like to wait for an anime to completely air, and then months down the line they drop it all in a batch, because Netflix is very of the mind of binging. That's their whole sort of business model. What people like to use Netflix for. So they're not big on weekly stuff. So people online, people are calling it Netflix jail. Like, oh great, another anime in Netflix jail. So it's possible they'll release it weekly. We don't know yet, but very unlikely. They'll, because we're not going to have an official North American release. Is basically what I'm getting at, for a while, because Netflix is probably going to wait for it to air and then months later drop it all, one batch, or if it's halfway through the season they'll drop 2 batches. But they're not known for weekly stuff, so that's the only real concern I have here. But other than that, yeah, man, Brotherhood treatment, I'm hyped. What about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. They've done a pretty interesting amount of series, the studio, and like see Fairy Tail here. They did a good amount of Fairy Tail and stuff like that, but nothing really too big from the studio other than really Fairy Tail, and not much else. There's some spicy big anime titties here, but other than that, they haven't really done much. There was Nana from last season. I didn't watch it personally. But it seems like this is, they got a pretty big series on their hands here. So hopefully they can do it well. I didn't hear much problems with Fairy Tail other than the actual story itself, but that's obviously not the fault of the studio.
Yeah.
So I think they'll do a pretty good job. It looks pretty nice. Looks like I haven't heard anyone talk anything bad about it. Just from these images here, it looks fantastic. So we're interested to see how this goes.
Yeah.
So
yeah. A question I have too is, now that they're doing the Brotherhood treatment, is this going to be a long running show, or is this going to be seasonal? We don't know. So I think it's very possible they do a long running show, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. So yeah, this is something I will be watching for sure. I didn't catch it originally. I'm not, I'm very impartial. I'm not nostalgic about it. I don't hate it for the original. So I'm going in, completely new, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I read a lot of the big shonens, and Shaman King was one on the list that just didn't happen to get to yet. But hey, the anime is coming out and it looks pretty good, so definitely going to hop on this train. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to stay off the manga and just watch it for what it is and see how they do it. So pretty exciting. It's definitely a watch on my list.